Yeah, so I just like you, Intergot, picked up the Game and Watch Super Mario Brothers that was released for the Mario 35th anniversary. That was announced together with all the Mario stuff like Mario 3D All Stars and Mario Kart Live, and all that stuff. And so I pre-ordered this back then, thinking, okay, it might be hard to pick one up on, just walk into a shop. I imagine you can probably walk into a shop in Australia and get one. I don't know if you've heard of that, Intergot. If they're
No,
I don't
no,
know
it's
if you
completely sold
can.
out.
it's
I
It's
think
sold
it's
out
sold out
on the
everywhere.
first
Yeah.
day, I think.
wow.
I tried to put an order for one on Target, and it was supposedly available, and they cancelled the order straight
Huh.
away, saying there
Okay,
was no stock. So
that's interesting.
even places that were apparently available weren't actually available.
All right,
Yeah.
so this thing I've got it in front of me. It's pretty small, as we know. Game of Watch itself was pretty small, but even when I opened the box, I'm like, huh. It's for some reason in my head it felt like seemed like it was going to be bigger, but it is the same. It is true to the originals. I only
I'm not going to say the obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but can I also say
You
this
must have heard
reminds me of
that
the
before,
PS5 when people there's so many impressions about sizes recently
Um,
for video game stuff.
but when I know you've got it, but you're keeping it for Christmas. I think you'll probably have the same reaction of like, oh, it's smaller than I thought it might be. But
I have the biggest Nintendo Christmas this
Yeah.
year. There's so many things that I'm getting for Christmas.
So, I guess to frame for context, my only real experience with the original Game and Watch was my auntie actually had a Donkey Kong Junior Game and Watch. I used to play that all the time whenever I went around to their place. And that was a dual screen one. I never got to play any of the Zelda or Mario ones or any of the countless Mickey Mouse ones and things like that. And I remember just thinking that game was great. I had a whole bunch of other LCD games. Like I had a Pac-Land one and some Tetris ones that had like 50 versions of Tetris in the same game and stuff like that.
I remember those.
And they were all cool. I love those games. Obviously, they're very of that time. But for Game and Watch Super Mario Brothers, so what they've done is they've essentially it packs in, like the actual watch part itself. So I guess there's a clock or a timer, and it also includes.
Yeah, I love how it's got that. It's one of the core things at the back, isn't it? That's highlighted. You can tell the time.
Well, but yeah, that's the whole watch part of the title, Game and Watch. So,
But does it have an alarm? Because you were saying that
okay,
was the one
so
thing you wanted.
I'll get to that in a second. So, and it packs in 3 games as well, which is Mario 1, Mario 2, aka the Lost Levels, not the US Mario or, every non-Japan Mario, and a version of Ball as well, which has just been modified to look like Mario. There has actually been a version of Mario Ball in the past. One thing it does not have is an alarm, and I will say that that's
Really?
on me.
Are you sure?
Yes,
well, it's Game and Watch, not Game and Alarm
So,
Clock.
Yeah, that's the sequel. Game and Watch and
That's
Alarm.
so
it's an added DLC.
going back to our reaction
You have
when
to solder it on.
going back to our
Sorry,
reaction
Anthony.
when they announced this, we were talking at the time that, hey, if it's got an alarm, I hope it's a good alarm. Like I could see this actually. I need a new alarm. Blah blah blah. It's got no alarm. That's my fault for not actually just like looking it up properly and going.
Wow, Nintendo, you just keep disappointing us this week.
Well, honestly, like I don't know what to do with this thing. An alarm would have helped me actually understand what I can use it for because.
Well, you could always, play the games that it came with.
So yeah, let's get to that. So it's what it can do. So we said it's got that time mode. It's got lots of little Easter eggs. I won't spoil them because honestly, that's all there pretty much is to this whole thing is like little Easter eggs in those games.
Okay.
The actual system itself, the screen's actually quite nice. It's really nicely backlit. It's not a super, it's not like a fancy phone screen or anything, but it's nice. It's you can certainly play the games pretty well on it. The D-pad feels pretty okay. It's clear that it's pretty faithful, so it's not as nice as newer Nintendo D-pads, but that's okay.
Wait. Hang on. You're saying that the Pro Controller D-pad is better than this? No way.
Pro Controller D-pad's like 100 times better than this D-pad.
Dude, you are nuts. I'll never agree with you on this point. The Pro Controller D-pad is trash.
Have you used this D-pad?
Well, this is worse than trash, I guess.
It would just be the NES. I've got like the reproduction, like the official reproduction NES and Super NES.
This is not like the NES one. It's way
I'm
smaller.
sure it's better than the Pro Controller.
It's way
I'm
smaller.
sure it's better than Pro Controller.
No, Pro
Wait, is
Controller's
it
way
literally
better.
the size? Please don't tell me it's the size of the actual image on the box.
Yeah, that's right. It's like
Because that's super
1
tiny. If that's the
centimeter.
case.
Anyway, let me continue.
Go on.
So yeah, the D-pad's trash to me, but it's okay. Like I say, it's trash to me, but I think for most people it's okay. The buttons, they've gone with the old rubber style of the Game & Watch, which I understand, but I just don't think they work well from playing Mario. They're not very good for precision platforming. So I think that anyone that you have to adjust to it. Like it's just feels a little awkward trying to jump across, especially lost levels where precision is way more important than Mario 1. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. You've got 3 buttons on the front, one that selects the game. What's cool is if you quit out of a game and go to anything else and come back, it picks up straight where that game left off. So it's like an auto save state, which is pretty cool. It's got a couple of settings in its setting menu in terms of just volume and lighting. That's pretty much it. And you can set the time.
What's the screen like? Do they use an IPS or?
I have no idea. It's just a nice little LCD screen. That's all I know.
No,
so it looks
TN,
nice.
TN.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
it's TN panel. Oh my god, for $79.
Anyway, let me continue. So there's no stand at the back, which some of the old Game & Watches used to have. So you can't really use it as a clock. But the problem with that, anyway, is that it would fall asleep after a minute anyway. So
even if you plugged it in.
Well, I haven't sat there with it plugged in. Maybe it does stay on. I don't know. Maybe that's something I will check.
We'll wait for a minute in 1 second.
Yeah, but it comes with a USB-C power cable, but no power adapter, which we see a lot of electronics coming with these days, which is okay.
Which I think is okay.
Yeah.
I
think that's fine now.
A lot of people have charges.
One thing positive I will say about it is it seems a damn good battery life. So I've played it probably about 2 hours in total, like on and off, and it's still showing full power for me. So
wow,
it's only there's 4 bars, so I don't know, maybe it's 81% or something. But
yeah, I think it's 8-hour battery life.
Yeah, so it's
playtime.
So that actually makes sense mathematically.
So I think you never basically need to charge this. Like the average person's not even going to play this for more than 8 hours.
Yeah,
totally.
So
in total,
that's pretty good. The speaker's actually not bad. It's a mono speaker, but it's actually pretty loud. But the problem is the placement. So the speaker is on the side of the machine, which means when I'm holding it, my finger muffles it.
Oh, it's so annoying when they do that.
Yeah.
They did that with
for $79. I don't know. I just expected more, right?
Yeah.
So,
you expected.
So my overall thoughts, right? Because I'm not going to go into the games. It's Mario 1, Lost Levels. If you love those games, and then they're just another versions of those games. Ball I actually liked. I actually had more fun playing Ball than Mario 1.
What was your record?
I don't know, but I ended up playing for 20 minutes, and I just ended up giving up.
That's what I hear everyone saying.
It's too easy.
Just play forever.
It's just too easy.
Exactly.
So honestly, my overall thoughts is this thing is crap as a clock. Right? What I'll do, I'll test if it stays turned on, plugged in.
Well, it's not a clock; it's a watch. Okay,
right? But you can't really strap it to your hand. It's mediocre.
So it's not even a watch. Oh my god!
No. Their support website calls it a clock.
Yeah,
it says digital clock.
So
be fair.
it's mediocre as a gaming platform. I would have loved. I know this is Nintendo way, but I would have loved for something, I don't know, like Dr. Mario or something on there as well, or some more stuff. That would have been cool. Because Dr. Mario, but it has to be Mario themed for this one. So
Mario Tetris.
Anyway, the whole thing is I think having a couple more things in there to give more to do would have been great. Honestly. It's probably good for kids with a high attention span because any normal kid's probably going to get bored of it very quickly.
There's two kids out there.
Yeah. But okay.
So it's cool as a little novelty. I kind of regret buying it, but
oh really?
Because
sell it.
No, but the thing is, right? I got it, and it's exactly as advertised, right? So I can't complain.
Wow. Right? How dare they make the product and advertise it, and it turns out exactly like what
these bastards.
You didn't
does exactly what it says on the tin.
Dodgy Nintendo people.
Well, you didn't let me finish the second part of that. So it's exactly as advertised. So I don't know what I was expecting out of it. Because I got it, and I'm like, cool. okay, that's a fun thing. And then you put it down, and I'll come back to it like, oh, I'm about to go to
Which is
sleep. I'll just play a little bit of Mario Ball. It's like, okay.
That is exactly what I'd expect.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But
So
I'd love to see if people can mod this and put some ROMs on it, because that would be super cool.
they've already done it.
That would be awesome. That would
Oh,
be
wow,
awesome.
cool. Then I can get Tetris. Yes.
Someone did it the day before it even came out.
What?
They posted a video on YouTube.
I would
about
love,
it.
like, to get Dr. Mario on this. That I think would work really well. So
Yeah,
that would
I'd
really
give it,
open it up, wouldn't it?
I'd probably give it a week or two, Swinny, because they've already been able to hack it. So probably in a week or two, they'll be able to build all the tools around how they hacked it. So then you can just add whatever you want on it.
Yeah, how do they do it? What interface does it even have where you can communicate with it?
It's got a USB-C on the side.
But they said it's only power though, so there's no data or anything. So because I was watching someone break it open, but anyway, there's ways to do that stuff. We know.
Oh, interesting. So maybe you're right, because this one they did open it up directly to the board.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just checked online. So there was a bit of confusion about the alarm thing. So there were some, reputable outlets like Eurogamer that actually said it has an alarm when it got released, like announced, back in September. So that was obviously wrong. Like I don't know where they came up with that, but
if there's an
it
alarm
literally said
hidden
functioning alarm clock.
if there's an alarm hidden in here somewhere, I would love to be wrong, but I cannot find it.
Yeah, no, there isn't. No, I just checked. I think Nintendo's confirmed there's no alarm. So
interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder
it's
why
just
though,
a
because I mean, it's got a speaker, tick. You need that for an alarm, and it's got the ability to tell time, tick. You need that for an alarm.
Well,
as well.
I don't think the original.
Why?
So some of the original Game Watches probably didn't have an alarm, and it's meant to mimic them, really.
Vast majority. I think there was only one or two that actually had an alarm integrated. The
Maybe
other one
something
that
people didn't think they needed because he's actually going to use this as a clock.
the only other thing I just wanted to point out with this that made me laugh was that how this is a piece of hardware, so it's not connected to the internet and kind of can't be updated at all easily. That they actually, and this is a spoiler, so jump ahead like a minute. One of the 35 secrets or Easter eggs is that Mario actually sings. He can, you can make him sing the time, and there's like a little song.
Oh, cool.
Now, if you've set it into other languages, so in English it sings it, it's fine. But if your language is French, it sings it in German. If your language is Spanish, it sings it in French. If your language is German, it sings it in Italian. And if you're Italian, it sings it in Spanish.
Nice.
I love it.
And they figured it out after it was already produced, and they were like, "Oh my god, we've stuffed this up. Sorry, guys." And they're like, "English,
cool,
Dutch,
though.
and Japanese. It's fine."
I feel like if they are they going to make more of these, or is it limited to run?
I think probably the last thing we would talk about, and then we'll move on to Swinny's Valhalla. They're chomping at the bit to talk about, but Zelda has the 35th anniversary next year, and that was probably one of the other big ones. So I kind of wonder maybe they'll do a Zelda one. You reckon, Swinny?
Yeah, it makes sense to do a Zelda one, and at some point, I don't know what it lines up with, but it makes sense to do a Donkey Kong one because Donkey Kong is so synonymous with Game & Watch.
That's true.
So
Maybe you'll get your alarm clock then.
I hope at some point they bloody release an alarm clock.
You know what else is synonymous? Assassin's Creed. It's synonymous with you.